another thing that women tell other women. As long as you've been a woman and you were butt naked in a bed with somebody, ain't nobody ever walked out the door. So
I
that
have.
just don't happen. I mean, you might have lied to get them in there, but they still gonna handle that business
I have.
before they leave. You might not ever see them again, but you know, you do what you do.
I, you got me in the room. I'm at full attention.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's going
Yeah, ain't
down.
nobody going nowhere.
On the drive home, on the drive home like that bitch. I never see her
How
again.
did why did that happen? Whoa, wait. And then you looking down at yourself, you betrayed me. You betrayed.
You are now listening to Resolve Dispute with your host Black Thor and Sweet Pea. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's going on, mama?
Hello, son. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So we're just gonna do a little housekeeping topics, real
Okay.
quick, and then we're gonna get into the podcast topic and everything else,
Okay.
right? So, what you think about the first podcast? Like, how do you feel
I
about it?
felt good about it. I think it was a great conversation. I think we had a very good exchange and we got some good information out there. So I really enjoyed it.
Nice. I think it was a great podcast. Um, you know, I saw some changes that I would like to change around, but other than that, like all in all, it was a solid podcast in my book, on my book,
Okay,
right?
okay.
But it's just the production stuff. It's nothing that me and you did. It's just production errors that I felt like I made when I was editing it and everything else. The people really don't even know that, but
I'm like, why you share? I'm like,
transparency,
why you sharing? That's overshare.
just transparency. That's
Overshare.
all. Just
That's
transparency.
overshare.
So, how was your day? How things been? Like what's been going on? I know me and you talk, throughout the week, but nothing too
Yeah.
crazy. You know. So what's been going on in Sweets Be Life?
Today has been a horrible day. It should have been a great day because I got some excellent news. But there's always a killjoy somewhere. And took that news and turned it into something that now I got to deal with extra drama. But that's what we're here for. I roll with the punches. You're not going to stop me from
Okay.
doing what I need to do. Because let me introduce you to me. I'm going to do what I do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, so what you got in the glass?
Nice little red wine. I decided
Okay.
to save that for this instead of having it with my dinner.
So you have a glass of red wine because you're feeling fine,
Well, I'm
huh?
always fine. And I always feel that way. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You know, bro,
Brewskis.
nothing too
Okay,
crazy.
okay.
Bourbon.
Someone was telling me that there is a bourbon, do you call it a distillery? Where they make
Yeah.
bourbon at? Yeah, so they were telling me about
Yeah.
one that's probably midway between me and you. So I
Mm.
was thinking about trying to hook us up a little situation.
Hey, I'm down to go drink some
Yeah,
bourbon and see a
yeah.
distillery.
So
So, especially if they got
yeah.
some good stuff. If this trash, then I
Actually,
don't want it. But if
it's
it's
a
not
very
trash,
well known bourbon, and they do tours and they do tastings. So
hmm. What distillery? Did you
I
know?
don't know right now. It's in my phone, so I would have to change around some stuff for to tell you. But I'll get you the name for sure.
Oh, for sure, for
Hmm.
sure, for sure. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm a bourbon addict. I love bourbon. Yeah, I mean, my that's my liquor cabinet right there. It's full of bourbon.
Okay.
It's tequila. Bourbon gets me relaxed. Tequila brings babies. I got two. But anyway,
I heard tequila make your clothes fall off, but I wasn't gonna say that.
so the bourbon of the night is boom. Whistle Pig
Okay.
Piggyback
Okay.
bourbon, not the rye bourbon. This is pretty hard to find because they are a rye company. They only make ryes. I'm not a rye guy, but bourbon is my jam, and this is a damn good bourbon. I will put this up to any Titans of bourbon. Buffalo Trace is one of the big Titans in the group. This is comparable to Buffalo Trace in my
Okay.
opinion, but that's just my opinion, So that's what we drinking on tonight. It's a good old piggyback because I found me a new bottle last night before I went into work. So I was like,
You had to test it out, give it a taste test.
So now it's time to get into the main course of the podcast. Housekeeping topics are all done.
Okay.
So the name of the podcast is going to be Protect Your Brand. Before we get into brands and all that, what is a brand? What is it? You want to explain that to the people?
To me, you are a brand. Everything that you do, how you portray yourself, how people perceive you, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. When you walk into a room, how people view you is going to be your brand, your reputation, what you're known for, how you live. To me, that's a brand. I think a lot of people only think that rich people have brands or celebrities have brands or no, you are a brand. But that's just my opinion. What's your definition?
It's basically yours. Is how you carry
Hmm.
yourself. Is how the way you move, the way you do things, the way you act. Is all sculpting your
Hmm.
brand. If you think about it, it's like you are a piece of clay, and as you do things in life, you are sculpting your clay to be your brand, who you are, and life decisions and things that you do out of life creates
Yep.
that brand. So if you make a wrong, chip on a piece of clay, then it stays there forever. But you make the right chip a piece of clay, it stays there forever. So the way you move through life, you want to make sure that people see all the greatness and they see less of the flaws, and that is your brand. Now it's going to be some people going to be sitting there, going to be critics, and they're going to sit there and analyze your artwork, and they're going to sit there and be like, "Ah, oh, you see right there at that corner, they fucked up right there." They're critics. That's all it is. That's all it is. They're going to analyze everything about you because they too scared to analyze themselves. So they're going to analyze you. But all in all, that is your brand. The way you build it, the way you mold it, and the way you shaped it is based off of you. So choose wisely. Next part is, why do people, everyday people like me and you, not celebrities, feel like we don't have brands? Not me and you, but like, why do they don't feel like they have brands? Why is that even a thing?
I don't know. That is it's going to definitely be a mystery to me. But I'll give you a story. Recently I was in the What are you okay?
I'm
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
I'm perfectly
Okay.
fine.
So recently,
I'm perfectly
recently I
fine.
was in the hair salon getting my hair done, and a topic came up about, well, just a little background. There, when I walked in, there were a few ladies in there. One of them was really, really loud. And, she was one of those people who think that they, or thought that she, in my opinion, knew everything. So she was just passing out advice and making a lot of noise and doing everything. I, doing a little much, in my opinion. So I thought that, okay, Brenda, you need to just go and sit down. You just sit on down and not do anything, not say anything. Just, you know, woosah moment for you all while you're here. Because if you say something, there's going to be some type of altercation, between the two of you verbally. And I wasn't here for it. Not that day. I just wanted to get my hair done and get out. But the topic came up about tape dresses. And I don't know if people are aware, but there are some celebrities out here who are now taping themselves up and going out in public and saying that it's an outfit. So the woman who does my hair, she just recently had, I guess you call it tubby tuck, a mommy makeover. She looks amazing. She's wonderful. She looks
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay.
And she was saying that she would not do it. She was like, I wouldn't, because they were telling her, well, you just got this new body. I know you in. I know you're gonna come to this, party and be taped. And she was like, no, I'm not. So I'm under the hair dryer, and she's calling me. She's like, well, we got a cyclist in the house. Let's get her opinion. So she calls me 3 times, and I'm trying to ignore her. Like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation. Like,
Leave me
just
alone.
let it
Leave
go,
me
let it go.
alone.
And so she comes over and she lifts up the hair dryer, and she goes, so Brenda, what do you think? And I'm like, what do I think about what? What do you think about the ideal of taping? You got those cycling legs, you look good. I know you would do a tape dress, go out like that. I was like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, I am 55 years old. I don't care about telling people how old I am. That's not a problem for me. Now you ask me about my money, we might fight. You ask me about my age, you might not, I mean my weight, you might not get an answer. But if you ask me my age, I don't mind about telling you I'm 55 years old. I earned these years. I don't have a problem saying how old I am. And I was like, I'm 55. I'm not gonna walk around with a tape on my body saying that this is an outfit. Like, if you had asked me this when I was in my 20s or early 30s, you might have gotten a different answer. I was like, but
Right.
now, no, I wouldn't do that. And the reason that I wouldn't do it is because I have sons. I have grandchildren. I was like, you guys think that it's all
And a
in a
daughter.
daughter. But I wouldn't worry so much about my daughter opinion about that as I would my sons and my grandchildren. Because I think women see that differently. Like, she would probably look at it and say, oh yeah, my mom was looking good, man. Did you see that? She wore that. I love my mama. My mama
Right.
look good. My son
Fair,
my
fair,
sons
fair.
would be like, what was you thinking? Like, what? So I had this conversation with your brother. Now, this is really funny. And he said, I wouldn't have cared. He was like, Big Bro is the more vocal one. He probably would have cared more than I would. I was like, your brother would have said something to me. Your brother would have said, you, meaning you, would have said, Mom, what were you thinking? What's going on with you? But your brother, the person I was talking to at the time, would have been ready to fight the world. What's wrong with you? Who you looking at? Would have been his reaction.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm the most vocal one.
Right. And so I was like, then he's like, yeah, that's fair, Mom. You right. I was like, I know who you guys are. I know I raised you. I know your personality. And so the ladies begin to say, well, we're talking about a grown-up party. We're talking about grown and sexy stuff. I said, sweethearts, social media is a mother. The first thing you gonna do because you think you're looking fine and sexy is you gonna post that stuff right on your Facebook page. And the majority of you are Facebook friends with your kids.
Yep.
And if they didn't see it on your page, somebody gonna tag somebody, gonna tag somebody, gonna tag somebody, and it's eventually gonna get around to somebody who knows them. And they're gonna be like,
Exactly.
boom, did you see your mama?
Yeah, you're slutting it up in that tape dress.
Right. Now, not to say that.
Or they might get that, hey man, tell your mama to slide in my DMs, and then you about to scratch it.
You know whole nother story. Whole nother story. And so I'm like, I couldn't do it. And so the lady who does my hair, she said, well, I wouldn't do it. My husband would have a fit. And I said, well, I can guarantee you that, who I'm with will love it. They will love to see it. They here for it. But it doesn't have anything to do with them. It has more to do about my moral compass and the values that I have for myself. Because I really honestly feel like I am a brand of me. I represent me better than anybody else could. I'm my own walking, talking advertisement. And everything that I do and everything that I say reflects upon that. And so if I'm out here, TNA-ing it up, tits and ass, and it gets to the wrong,
I think the people know what TNA mean, Mama. We didn't have to say it, but you know what? Just put it out there, tits and ass. Right?
If that's where I'm going with it, and I'm supposed to be this corporate type, I'm a corporate person. I have a morality clause in all contracts that I signed to work for the corporation that I work for. So you gotta understand that type of thing can cause you more pain. You got one night of pleasure. You out here whooping it up. You happy. Everybody had fun. You don't talk about that for the rest of your life while you're unemployed. And that I can't do.
You're right though about this whole social media thing, because it's some clubs, they do media night where they have somebody come in with their cameras and take pictures of the crowd to promote the brand, right? Their brand. And low key, you could be just up there dancing, clapping, drinking, having a good time, and the photographer may come up to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a picture of you." Say she's, and then sometimes he just take a picture of the whole crowd while they on the dance floor and whatever it may be, right? And literally, this happened to me. I'm at one of those, clubs, and it was media night, and they was doing their thing, promoting their brand, and they played Juvenile.
Yeah.
Back that ass up. That's a black person's anthem. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the floor like, hey! You know what I'm saying? I'm clapping like, hey, get it. Some girl was just dropping it on me and everything else. They take pictures of the crowd. I'm literally on the fucking picture that they post on their brand, on their social media, like this. I'm like, just clapping,
Right.
the girl doing her thing. I'm like, hey, so they got me like this in the picture. I went in the comments like, hey, yo, delete that shit.
But here's the thing: once it's there, it's always there. Like, even if they had deleted
Exactly.
it, by that time somebody else had resent it to somebody. So it's
Yep.
your flaws are going to stand there all the time. They're going to be on the internet forever.
You're going to become a meme. That's this day and age. You're going to become a meme. So if you out there wearing a tape dress and you out there looking like a package of bologna,
Listen, here's the problem. This is the thing that I really want people to understand. Like, I am so conscious about who I am and what I do. I look
right?
real good at 55 with my clothes on. But without all my clothes on, is that tape really gonna lift and separate things I needed to lift and separate? I mean, is it gonna hold everything together like my pants do? I mean, come on now. See, we got tricks. We got tricks as women. I mean, I was just gonna be honest with you. Spandex make a whole line of clothing.
Man, you got the chicks out there that think they got booties. They all hip. But when they put on them damn spandex leggings, they look like they got hella ass. You take their damn leggings off, that shit just like fucking blubber in the motherfucking bedroom.
You better tell somebody. Don't
but
be fooled.
most, but some guys up in there like, got to see this through, my boy. Got to see this through. Got to see it through.
This is another thing that women tell other women. As long as you've been a woman and you were butt naked in a bed with somebody, ain't nobody ever walked out the door. So that just don't happen. I mean, you might have lied to get them in there. But they still gonna handle that business before they leave. You might not ever see them again, but you do what you do.
You got me in the room. I'm at full attention.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's going down.
Nobody going nowhere.
On the drive home, I'm like, that bitch. I never see her again.
Why did that happen? Whoa, wait. And then you looking down at yourself, you betrayed me. You betrayed.
And you was all for it. You looking back at me, yes, sir. Yes, I was.
I was like, listen, we both was happy for that moment. I don't know what you're worried about. What you crying over?
A win is a win. A win is a win.
That's how we call it. That's how we call it.
So, going into the next topic, how did you build, and when things come, shattered everything down, how did you rebuild your brand?
My brand is just like, to be honest with you, it's built on truth. It's built on self-respect for myself. Loyalty. It wasn't anything that I was seeking. It was just me living and trying to be the best person that I can possibly be. Having children helped me to build my brand because as a parent, You have to teach your children how to live. And a lot of parents like to say, you do what I tell you to do, not what I do.
Not as I say. Yeah.
But not
I
what I
mean, not
do,
what I do. Yeah. You do as I say, not as I
but the
do.
bottom line is children do what they see you do. You can tell them anything.
And they don't listen to
Mm-mm.
what you say.
You can tell them anything and everything, but
They don't listen.
what they see from you is what they're going to do. And so me,
I can say this right now. I'm learning. They don't
no,
listen.
no,
They don't listen.
it's really
I got a 3-year-old that's about to be 4, and I got a 1-year-old about to be 2 next week. They don't listen.
and
And I'm hearing that it gets worse. And I don't want that. I don't
well,
like
first
it.
off,
My belt is tired.
I'm just gonna say this. I never cursed you to say I hope you have children someday that act just like you. But it seems
No, but other
it
people
seemed
did.
like I didn't have to because that's exactly who they are.
Other people did. You didn't
They
have to.
definitely are just like you. So good luck. Good luck. My prayers are with you. You're gonna need it.
Mama, I'm telling you. I am telling you. My belt is tired. I picked it up the other day.
It's
It was
like,
like, nigga, stop. It's not working. How about gentle parenting? Did you try that? Did you try
today.
gentle parenting?
Today.
I'm like, yeah, I tried it. I'm having a whole conversation with the belt. The belt is like, shit. I thought it was an episode of
She's
Dora
like,
the
I
Explorer.
can't do it.
I swear to God, like I'm just talking to the objects, just saying. Well, yes, I did. They just need a good ass woman, just one good woman. Like, you can use your hand. How about that? Did you use your hand? Open palm, just
Because I can't do it for you.
I'm like, nah, I don't want to put my hands on them. I can't put my hands on them. They're like, nah, just try it
I
once.
can't do it for you today.
I'm
I can't do
tired,
it for you
okay?
today. It's not a.
Like, I got wrinkles in me. It is not because of your waistline.
Like I got bends and whatnots.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
But knowing that I needed to be an example, for you guys, started it. It put me in a different light of understanding for myself. So I wanted to
Yep.
be the person that I wanted you guys to become. I wanted you guys to be responsible. I wanted you guys to be productive adults. I wanted you guys to be honest. I wanted you to be loyal to your family and to one another. So these were all things that I needed to hone in and make it prevalent to you guys in order for you to understand what the expectation was. And so in doing that, it helped me get to that second stage. The final part of it was becoming part of corporate America. Becoming part of corporate America, you wind up seeing a lot of things that you like and a lot of things that you don't like. And so you choose.
Yep.
You choose what you want to be and how you want to behave. And I chose all the good qualities that I felt that I needed. Those were the ones that stuck with me, and those I didn't want to be bothered with, I did nothing with them. I let them fall by the wayside. I've never lost my brand. I've never lost who I am, ever. I've lost wealth. I've
Yep.
struggled with my health at times, but I've
Yep.
never lost who I am. I can't let anything or anybody take that away from me.
And I think, that's the difference between men and women, right? Women can never really lose their brand and have to rebuild, but
Mhm.
man can. Sexual assault, domestic violence, accusing of domestic violence, going through the court system, staying on your record, things like that can, make a man have to rebuild his brand. Even though when they run your background, it shows that it's dismissed, people still judge you off of that one stain.
Now, I think women
And
can go
that's
through that as well. I just said I never did, but
no,
I think women can.
I
Women,
don't
I
think.
think women could definitely be put in a position where they have stains on their records. You know, you can sexually assault a man.
Well, you definitely
You
can
you
sexually
can
assault a
you can
man,
go
but
to
I
jail.
don't
I mean,
believe.
I'm a brawler. I used to get it in.
I know definitely. I know that for a fact,
But I
right?
never had
But
anything stick like that because it was when I was much younger. Now, if any
yeah,
of that stuff had a stuck to my record, I would still be fighting. I wouldn't even be able to live the life that I live right now if that was the case. That I would have never gotten over
this is what I believe, and this is just what I'm noticing, and by me going to school for law enforcement, the stigma is women can't be that
that.
violent. That is the stigma,
Okay.
right? Even though they doing times, there are some women out there that's doing
Exactly.
life, right? For heinous
Exactly.
crimes. But if you put a woman that's in life for murder, whatever it may be, they're gonna paint it as it was my husband, he was treating me wrong. It was a domestic violence thing and I snapped and I killed him. They never gonna sit up there and say that it's anything different as far as like I just want to go on a killing spree. You know what I'm saying? And it always start with killing a male and they wind up doing life because they did multiple killings after
Mhm.
that, right? But it comes from a stint of a man, right? So people still kind of feel somewhat, sentimental to a woman who's doing life in prison or who did some heinous crime and went to prison, and if she comes back out in the workforce, they were willing to give her more of a chance, even though that she's probably a registered pedophile, than a male.
I don't believe that. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but to me the stigma is the stigma, and a murderer is a murderer, a pedophile is a pedophile. If you steal, you kill. you know,
Hey,
I
hey, this is just what I'm noticing, and and it's crazy to me because I'm going to school
yeah.
for law enforcement, and I'm taking a class for
Hmm.
family violence, and we touching about that stuff in family violence. Women are given more second chances for heinous crimes like that than there are males, and I'm just like,
I think it
whoa.
depends on what it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put it like this: if you're a bus driver and the female was like, grooming young boys or girls to sleep with them while they was being a bus driver, they'd never get that job as a
Right.
bus driver again. That's never going to happen,
Right.
male or female. But if they decided to drive as a
Hmm.
trucker and that was on their record, the females are more likely to get that job than it is a male because the male bosses at the truck driver company be like, he did what? He did what to kids? Hell nah, fuck
I
that.
I don't I find that hard to believe though. I mean, you would know better than me, but my moral compass is telling me that there is no way that in that type of situation pedophilia is pedophilia. It doesn't matter if you male or female. And the ideal of you getting a second chance to go out here and do anything based upon that, it depends on the job that you're trying to get. Now, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with children, I I would think that it would be an even playing field. I mean, but if you're talking about murder, a murderer is a murderer, be it male or female. You know, a burglar is a burglar. I wouldn't want somebody who has, went in a store and stole something working behind my cash register if I owned a store, be that male or female. So to me, it depends on what job you're trying to get. It could be a sexist thing, but it's just a little odd.
This is just it's very odd. It's weird as hell to me because, like, let's say if you're a male
Mhm.
celebrity, they're willing to hear you out because there's tons of
Right.
people that loves you, so they want to
Yeah.
hear your side of the story. You're a regular everyday man.
You you
Fuck
forget.
out of here. You you a female. What made you snap? They made a whole TV show
Snap.
about women snapping.
Snap. Yeah.
It is that is just
But see, but
society
when you
as
think about
is.
it, you got some of these male serial killers who became celebrities, while they were in prison, and women writing them and trying to get with them. I mean, the society is odd, so we can't go. We can't
It's
go
so
into
odd.
that because that's a little weird. That's just weird.
It's so weird because literally a dude who was in prison, I ain't gonna lie, he was a handsome dude in prison. Tattoos. He had a neck tattoo. He was light skinned. He
I
had
remember
green
that.
eyes. And the women posted, yeah, they posted his bail, and he became a fucking male
Uh-huh.
model after that. Like that is facts. But that's like one in
I
a
agree it's
fucking
one in a
million.
million, but these are the things that happen that makes it odd. So I think that like build building a brand. See, this is where this is how you and I differ, and it's more about age than it is about sex, right? And I think that's the difference between this whole conversation. So when I was growing up, there was not a lot of social media out there, that people could post on and put their business on like that. You know, um, if
True.
something had, there was not a
You had to go down to Cheryl across the street who knew all everybody's
exactly to
business.
the
Yeah,
business about everybody. It was a word of mouth.
she was she was the social media Cheryl down the street.
It was definitely word of mouth. And so that being the case, it wasn't a situation where I had to worry about me fighting when I was younger, you know, um, and even going to court for things like that, never convicted of anything. So always got thrown out. So there was no reason for me to have to worry about anything like that being on my record as a background check. And I've had so many background checks, it's not even funny. And none of that has come up because it wasn't something that I actually pled guilty. I didn't plead guilty to anything. I always went to court for everything, and I always was able to prove the situation as it was that I wasn't the, instigator of the situation. It was a protection thing for myself. So nowadays, people, they want to post pictures with guns. They want to talk about the things that they've done the night before. They want to be out there half naked. Women want to up there talking about they want to, hey, I want you to take a look at these nice glasses that I'm wearing, but you got on a bikini. Like somebody actually gonna take a look at these
Yeah.
glasses when you wearing a bikini. Nobody's gonna look at them glasses. You're not selling the glasses. You selling you. So
Selling ass.
that's your brand now. That's what you don't understand. When somebody see you from that point on, you're that girl who was on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram
Yep. Yep.
with a pair of glasses in a bikini saying, "Yeah, check out these glasses that I got." That's not what this life is about. If that's what you want, if that's how you want to get down and what you want to be seen as, continue to do so. But if that's not how you want
Exactly.
to be seen, don't start. Don't start. Don't
Forget about
start it that way.
it. Right?
You don't get a
For
second
real.
chance to make a first impression. You just don't.
As a guy who's going through things that I went through in my lifetime, right? I'm only 29, about to be 30. I had to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? On multiple occasions, right? And that's because I moved states. If you move states, you definitely rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a new set of eyes looking at your sculpture. So you have to rebuild, right?
I see, because I just picked up mine and moved it to the other state. I didn't have to rebuild nothing.
But it's like you said, it's the age, right? Where you different between me and you moved when you was like
I started traveling for
what I'm saying?
When I was 35.
Yeah. So is you easily to you know what I'm saying? I started moving around when I was in my teens. So I could just, take that, and rebuild. Just take it, ball it up, plant it somewhere else.
Now, do you think
now,
that it was about you not knowing who you were, why you wanted to change? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When you're in your teens, you still able to look at things from your past and just ball it up and create a new structure, right? Because you got the life lessons to learn from, right? And also watching people who done things that you didn't agree with, and you're going to take that and implement it in your life. That is key to a lot of this, to a lot of ways for you to sculpt your sculpture. Is watching other folks. Some people be like, "Oh, you're being nosy." When you people watch, it's majority of the time you are being nosy. But sometimes it is that key of looking at that person, knowing that they're in the wrong, and be like, "You shouldn't do that," because it's that moral that's inside of you that's saying they shouldn't be doing that, and you watch them do it over, and over, and then bam, they get hit, and they finally get caught. And then they be like, "Well, you didn't do it to do." They stitch on themselves. They be like, "You didn't say nothing to me when I did it three times ago." Oh, so you did it 3 times ago? Boom! You snitched on yourself because they got the conversation recorded, and now they being charged with the same charge 3 times now.
Right.
So technically 4. So you watching them getting hit with shit, and you like, "Oh yeah, I knew they should never did that." So now you implementing it, putting it into your life, right? So by me having to like constantly, rebuild when I got to where I wanted to be and everything else, it took me coming to Minnesota with saying, "You know what? I'm not rebuilding no more. I'm not starting over. that sculpture that I built, it was no flaws. I just made a mistake. So if some people want to critique me on that corner piece that I built on, they can critique me on it. But I'm still going to continue to learn from that life lesson that I made in Seattle and move on from it. And I'm still being judged off of that life lesson that I made in Seattle. But it's not so that I made. It's from a person who is very they got a lot of hate, a lot of hatred, and the stigma of the government towards me.
Right.
Meaning black men dating interracial to a white woman that's going to try to teach me a lesson. And I refuse to let that teach me a lesson. So I will continue to fight it. And if a person can't see that and learn from it and hear me out, then that's their fault. Because I know who I am. And I will stand 10 toes down for who I am before I will let somebody tell me that I was in the wrong. If you choose not to pick me, you choose not to pick me. But just know that you fucked up. Because I am the best at that any candidate that you will ever pick. And I know
here's the thing with that. With everybody make mistakes. Your life is really going to be built on making mistakes and learning from them. No one is perfect. One of the things that I would always tell you guys when you were younger is that there's always going to be a fork in the road and you're going to have to choose which way you're going to go. But remember, even if you choose to go in the wrong direction, you can always turn around and go back and go the other way. Some people choose not to turn around. They start down a road that's bad and just continue to go, thinking that it eventually will get better. And it'll never get better because you're just taking bad after bad after bad. You have went in the wrong direction. It is now time to turn around and come back. And you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged every day based on everything that you do,
no matter
regardless
what you
if
do.
It's wrong or right to you.
No matter.
Judgment is going to be there. But when you're talking, But when you're talking about building your brand and what your brand is, it's about truth to you. It's about who you are. You start off building your brand by loving you and respecting you. And once you can really do that, and I'm not talking about that, superficial stuff that people say, oh yeah, I love me. I'm going to wear my crown. Yeah, you can wear your crown and still not love you. Stop listening to what other people say to you about who you are. You are in your head more than anybody else is in your head. This is where you live.
Living rent free.
So when you really want to talk to yourself about who you are, you tell yourself who you want to be, and that's who you become.
Exactly. It's a hater will always going to hate. Always. You can wear the most flyest outfit, the flyest outfit on the earth, and you can wear a pair of shoes that it doesn't need socks, but you know that you need socks so your feet don't stink. So you buy a pair of no-show socks, show socks, and you put them on. So you wearing your shoes, you wearing your outfit, and everybody like, oh my God, his outfit is crazy. And people looking at you and like, oh man, that's beautiful. That's crazy. That's a good outfit. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's going to be that one hater say, I would have wore a pair of socks with that outfit. They ain't got no socks. Why I ain't got no socks on? And you like, Nigga, I got on socks. It's no-show socks. And you feel obligated to take your shoes off to show them that you got on no-show socks. But when you know you at peace with yourself, is when you say,
You
you
don't
don't even
even
listen to that
they
motherfucker.
say you ain't got no socks out. You just keep on walking. Who cares what you think?
Exactly.
Who cares what you think about me?
Exactly.
I know who I am.
That's how you know that you at
Yeah.
peace with yourself. Because you're not worrying about proving the hater wrong. You all about being
I'm
in
about
your
being
moment.
in my peace. You know, my home
Exactly.
has always
So,
been my haven. I let no drama into my house. And I learned that at an earlier age. Now, in my later years, I'm realizing that this is really my house. So no one gets real estate in my mind either. You can't come in my house, my four walls that I lay my head under with drama, and you can't get in my head with no drama. Because I can close that out too. I don't have to talk to
ex-
you on the phone. I can hang it up. I don't have to read your text messages. I can block you. We don't have to have none of that going on. There's a reason that I am not on social media. I am not on any social media platform. Because none of that stuff makes any
exactly.
sense to me. Say what you want to say, however you want to say it. It doesn't get to me. Because you can't get to me. Because I know who I am.
And it's funny that you brought all that up. Because the next topic, it was how is protecting your brand is
And
protecting
that's
your peace.
exactly what it is. You know, protecting the person who you have chosen to be, because it is a choice. It's a choice. Once you learn who you are and you want to keep a peace of mind, then you make sure that everything that you do for yourself is for yourself and not for anything else. You don't want money for it. You don't want kudos for it. You don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, you're like the most perfect person in the world. We love you so much and we're just going to do blah, blah, blah. None of that matters. I get up every morning and do my job because number one, I want to get paid because I like how I live.
Amen to that.
And number
Amen to
two,
that.
I realized a long, long time ago is that when I do my job, it's not for my company, it's for me. So I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out to make me
To
feel
make you feel
accomplished. It has
accomplished.
nothing to do with them. So no one can walk into my space and tell me what I didn't do because I know I've always done my best.
You know, it always feel good when your boss, your superior say, you are the model employee that I want all my employees
Absolutely.
to be like.
Always.
Always
And I
feel
get that
good.
a lot.
Always. That is a
Yeah, for
beautiful
sure.
thing to feel like.
For sure.
It makes you
Yeah.
feel like you're on cloud nine. And that is how you protect your brand, and that's how you
You know,
protect your peace.
mhm.
Protecting your brand.
I think
Go ahead, go ahead,
protecting
go
your
ahead, go ahead.
peace though is a little bit different because your peace of mind is more important than the brand. You know,
Elaborate, elaborate.
the who you show the world is actually who you should be, and that should be natural. That that should be something that
Yeah,
just comes like, waking up in the morning. That should be effortless. But it takes some effort
exactly.
to protect your peace because
Mm,
people come in and try to tell you who you are because they have an ideal in their mind of who they want you to be. And you can't let
yeah.
what they ideal of you are and what they want you to be become your ideal because that's not you.
Mm,
You are who you are, no matter what.
no matter what.
And I fight against more than anything else. Other people wanting me to be who they want me to be and or do what they want me to do because they have an ideal of who they think that I am because they don't know who I am. I know who I am. So you can't change me.
Exactly. And I think that's what's protecting your brand is also
Okay.
meaning protecting your peace. Because because protecting your brand is also
Okay.
defending your brand. Meaning you building your brand, you doing what you're doing, you showing people who you are, and you showing that you are reliable, accountable, all these good things that goes
Mm-hmm.
along with being a brand, right? But when somebody coming around trying to come and say, "Hey, I'm about to come and get your forest, take over everything that you built," we ain't doing that. Fuck around and find out. I got plenty of Glocks. I got plenty of shotguns. I got plenty of AKs. I got plenty of long rifles. You fuck around and find out. I will protect me and the ones around me no matter what. Malcolm X said it best.
Oh,
By any means
I'm not mad at
necessary.
that. I'm not mad at that, but I still think that's more about protecting your peace than protecting your brand. Again, my brand is who I am. I can't get around that. You know.
But your brand also builds you your money. Your employer like your brand. Your employer
Mhm.
like who you are. And when somebody come and attack your brand, they fucking with your money.
I've had those situations where people came at my job and thought that they could take jobs away from me, or make me look bad in order to take a job away from me. And the last mentor that I had, rest in peace, James Elder, um, he was the person who gave me this piece of knowledge, and it's been very helpful to me since. Because, there was always this term throwing somebody under the bus. I was like, oh, you throwing me under the bus like that? And he was like, can't nobody throw you under the bus if you're not in the what did he say? Can't nobody throw you under the bus if you're not in front of it.
Mm,
And so I took that to mean that if I don't give you something to use against me, then your
mm.
lies are not going to work. Again, showing up
That is true.
and showing out.
That is true.
Come in, do your job to the best of your ability all the time.
Mm.
Therefore, only thing you can do is lie. And lies don't hold up. People people see through them
They
every
don't.
time. In this job hold
And you
on, in
know,
this job that I
I think
have right now, somebody else tried to do this. Tried to lie. Tried to tell all kind of lies about who I was. And they were like, who are you talking about? You're not talking about her. That's not who she is. We know better than that. Again, let your reputation precede you. You know, if you put that out there, if you put your brand out there as to who you are, and somebody tries to knock it down, the you that you show everybody is going to stand up against whatever. But go ahead.
You know, that is true. That is definitely true. I give you that. I give you that 100%. You know,
Hmm.
because you know what I do for work. You know exactly what I do for work. Me and you talk about it all the
Hmm.
time, and I would never say it on here unless
Right.
I leave and go do something else. But that's all it is. That's all it is. They stand up for me
Exactly.
because they know how I get down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You've built a reputation already. And in that reputation, when somebody tries to lie on you and it doesn't match what you shown people, then they're always going to say that's not true. That's not true. You're going to have to show me proof of that because I can't see that. That person didn't do that.
Exactly.
And so, I mean,
Yep.
the whole ideal of having a brand is more of being able to respect yourself. And so if you
Say
ha-
that again. Say that again. Say that again.
the
That
ideal
you
of
got to say
having
that
a
one more time.
brand is being able to respect yourself. And I don't think we like to respect ourselves, or we don't understand that we're disrespecting ourselves when we do certain things. That's the better way to put it. Certain things are disrespectful to you, and it just shouldn't be done. You know, if I'm 20 years old and I want to be out here, shaking it for the world, then okay, I'm 20 years old and I want to be out here shaking it for the world. That's okay. You know, if I'm still in college having a good time, that's okay. I'm still in college having a good time. But once you become a parent, certain things you just shouldn't do anymore. I don't care how young or old you are. Once you become a grandparent, there's really certain things that you just shouldn't be doing anymore. I don't care how young or old you are. And please, we're not gonna even talk about the great great
Exactly.
grandparents out here. That's
Hey,
how you do
hey, hey.
whatever. It's like
The way.
no. No, 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 no. I told you I was watching some more, the comedian, right earlier
Yep.
today,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and her latest Netflix special is called Queen Chandelier. Some more Queen Chandelier. I liked it. It was cool. And she said that she saw a woman with gray baby hair. And she said
Mm-hmm.
it ought to be a rule, a restriction on how old you could be to have baby hair. It's like if you can't have no babies, you should have babies.
That's fucked up. That is so fucked up. God damn, that is so fucked up. But it's
But
funny.
but
It's
it makes
funny as hell.
sense.
It's so funny.
There are certain things that young people
Damn.
do that older people just shouldn't do. See, we are supposed to be the people who younger people look up to. You're supposed to follow me. I'm not supposed to come down to your level. And if I'm the person who's stooping down to that level constantly, what is the younger people looking up to?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you have to really think about what you're trying to put out there to the world, as parents, as grandparents, it's as teachers, um, law enforcement, we're not going to even talk about the politicians. There's a certain standard
Tim,
that should be set when you hold certain positions.
oh
So,
man, tell me about that one.
so,
For real. Shit. Oh man, that is you definitely
yeah.
100% right about that, right? Because politicians, they definitely just don't fucking listen to nothing.
It's not even about listening to anything. You're wanting to hold a position of power where you make laws to govern the whole world. That's a
Right,
lot. There should be some moral fiber that you hold yourself to in order to do that. You just can't do
right,
anything and say anything and think that it's okay. No. Mm-mm.
right. They just don't fucking listen to nobody. They just think they can do whatever
Mm-hmm.
the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. So the the next topic is John
Okay.
Morant and Brett Favre. You know a lot about the Brett Favre situation, so go ahead and talk to the people about the Brett Favre situation. Then I get into the John
Moral
Morant
fiber
situation.
again. Morality clauses and contracts again. There should be certain standards that you hold yourself to. I don't understand why, allegedly we have this person who took money away from the poor people of Jackson, Mississippi in order to have a gymnasium built for a uh, school that his daughter attended. And of course, this school was very, um, only people of means will probably attend. And so you get caught on tape asking, would anybody know where this money came from? And then you wind up paying the money back. Some of it, I don't know. All of it, I don't know. But there it's been said that money has been paid back. And now you want to sue people from talking about it, saying that they're damaging your character, but it's not damaging your character to talk about something that you did. Like, no one said that, you know, you were out here at the strip club doing whatever and gave away, the money that you got from the Jackson, from the people of Jackson, Mississippi. That's not what they said, because that would have been a bald-faced lie. You got caught on tape asking the person who was responsible of giving this money to you, would there be a way for it to be traced back to you? So we know that this happened. It was a thing.
I mean, they even had text message conversation between the person that was giving her the money, and he was calling her Santa
Yeah,
Claus because she give him
yeah.
money.
So it's
So
when you have a brand that allows you to be able to do those types of things, and then you get caught. Now you're saying, oh my God, you can't talk about me like that. Then don't do stuff like that. Don't do it. Because no one is, out of the realm of being talked about. That if you put yourself in a position to give people ammunition to use against you, it will be used against you. So no defamation of character,
It definitely will be.
situation for you, sir. Sorry.
Sorry.
Nope.
You ain't getting nothing over here. Especially because the Bears
No,
said
I'm
it,
just
but you
saying,
still
if
ain't
you
getting
did it, you did it.
nothing.
Nope. Sorry. Mhm.
Ja Morant. Ja Morant is a 23-year-old guy
Mhm.
that plays for the NBA. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he's been suspended indefinitely by the NBA commissioner because he was in Denver, Colorado. Well, I shouldn't say Denver, but he was in Colorado, and he was on social media, Instagram Live, holding a gun, and he was showing it and everything else, and he's been suspended indefinitely. The team suspended him for 2 games, but the NBA itself, as a whole, as a conglomerate, suspended him for indefinitely. There is rumors of him being suspended for 50 games. There's only 82 games in the NBA season, so just imagine how that would affect that team. They are in the playoff hunt. They are a pretty damn good team, and he is a great fucking basketball player. Probably one of the best in the league. He's probably was going to take the mantle from LeBron James and Stephen Curry to be the face of the NBA league because that's how good he is, right? The alleged things that he has done, the things that are in court that is allegedly that he punched a teenage kid multiple times and he pointed a handgun at them with a light beam, being rude to waitresses and whatnot, and just being disrespectful. But what he got suspended for was, holding a handgun on Instagram Live, like I mentioned. And that's what the NBA commissioner suspended him for, about his behavior, his thuggish, as the NBA commissioner would say, his thuggish behavior caused this to happen. And he is suspended indefinitely. He's 23 years old. By the time his contract ends, he'll be 28 years old. He's probably going to play again before he's 28.
So
Probably,
my
because we
question
don't
to
know
you would
how
be
this
his
is going to
contract.
be.
So does he get paid if he plays or not?
He's still a rookie, so I doubt that he get that pay. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he was touted very highly coming out of college and everything else.
Yeah.
So he got some money that's guaranteed, but not all of it is guaranteed. But he did sign a huge contract with Powerade, and I'm pretty sure all that is guaranteed. So he's living off his endorsement deals. You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know.
by him being
I
in
don't
a
know.
rookie contract with the NBA,
We need to
but
see. We need to see about
having
what's going
20,
on with these contracts for these players, because if I was a sports agent, I would definitely be asking that my player gets their money regardless. With all this stuff that's going on.
well, I'm gonna put it like this. No. I agree with you on that, but this is I'm gonna be real with you. When you are a rookie,
Okay.
there is nothing guaranteed because it's either you ship up or ship out. When when you're a rookie, you get a rookie contract. That's anywhere. That's standard. No matter where you work, no matter where you are, you on a probation period. That's what a rookie contract is, a probation period. So he's still under a rookie contract. He's still a rookie, no matter what it is. You only been in the league less than 2 years or something like that. 2 to 3 years. So he's still a rookie, no matter what it is. Right? They consider you a veteran 2 to more
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even then, when you get to your 3 year, you still like. And some people, you're a veteran. 4 year in 5 years, they be like, you
Yeah.
put some time in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not to the ones that's doing 20-year tenures, whatever, but they still start to respect you when you 45. You know what I'm saying? In most places. So he's still under a rookie contract. So that's that. But NBA players, NFL players, and well, not so Major League Baseball, but they live mostly
Hmm.
off of their endorsement deals. Some basketball players, LeBron James, donate their NBA salary to charity
Hmm. Oh,
because
well,
they
you know,
live off
Shaquille
their
O'Neal
endorsement deals.
definitely lived off his endorsements. All his money went to the bank. He never spent that money. All that money went straight to the bank and was
Exactly.
just sitting there until he retired. So that's how he has so much money left, because that's all he ever did was live off endorsements.
Exactly. So, John Morant signed a big contract with Powerade, signed a big contract with Nike
Yeah.
to become, to get a shoe deal with them. So he's set for the next
Hmm.
20 years if he spends his money correctly. He is set because that money is guaranteed. That is guaranteed because what he has proven in that year or two time
Right.
span that he is here. He is the truth, and kids look up to him, right? But how could this young man rebound and rebuild from these things that he has done
Has he
at
been
23 years
convicted? Has
old?
he been convicted of anything?
Protect his brand.
Okay.
Has not been convicted of nothing.
And he
And
should be
he's been
silent.
silent ever since. He did admit that his behavior, hold on, he did admit that his behaviors and his antics off the court and on the court has been horrific, and that he is going to take his piece and protect it
I think he
and
should.
do better.
I think he should be silent.
He
I don't
hasn't
think this
admitted
is
to
a case where
anything.
you do not admit to anything. You just can't. And until he gets convicted of anything, then I really can't say much about it. But in my opinion about how do he protect his brand from here is you
And
protect it
rebuild.
by
And
staying
rebuild.
silent. You rebuild it by doing better. You know, you have to put yourself in a position to give more to situations. Um, so I would, if I was on his team, I would be looking at charities that he can become a part of. I would ask him to do a lot of guest appearances for children, and I would ask him to
Yeah.
really stop effing around with things that he shouldn't be effing around with. Like now you become chaperoned, and whatever it is that you're doing, somebody is there with you. You don't get to just run off and do whatever because in my opinion, you can't control yourself. So now you got to be babysat until we get you back on track, and then some.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, John Morant, I feel like you need to do exactly what my mom said. You need to listen to your OG, your dad. He been in the NBA. He knows how the NBA works. He knows how the NBA moves, and you need to listen to him. He's been a staple in your career. Listen, do what you need to do, and you get back on that court and you continue to ball. Don't let this one mistake or these multiple mistakes be the end of your career. You young, you 23 years old. You can fix this.
It's about
This is
choices.
redeemable.
It's about
No matter
choices.
what people will say. And you haven't exactly. You haven't been convicted of anything. And by you being silent and letting them do their
Yep.
investigations, it's smart on your behalf. Because that is your right. That is your right. And continue to do so. The people may judge you, the people may say bad things about you, but continue to do what you need to do. But when you
Yeah.
get back on that court, you ball. Everything that you do on social media, let it be about you balling and you supporting the brands and endorsement deals that you signed before this to happen. You continue to put yourself in work first and everything come after. Not saying you should stop having fun. You continue to have fun. But don't record that shit
Well,
and make
I
sure
mean,
everybody around you don't
I agree
record
with
that
that
shit.
part, but also not being put in certain positions. Don't put yourself there. You know, there's fun and then there's stupid fun. You know, you don't have time for stupid fun. You are a multimillionaire. You are a person who, you
Exactly.
know, has responsibilities to yourself first and foremost,
Exactly.
and your family
And your
after
family.
that, but to yourself
And
first
your
and
family.
foremost. So it's like you gotta there's no time for it. You know, as you guys say, you know, it's all about getting the bag.
Exactly.
It's all about getting the bag. It's all about making your money. And when you
Yeah.
literally are the brand, you definitely gotta be thinking about getting that money all the time. Now we as just regular humans, that's not who we are. You know, we're not at that level, but at that
Exactly.
level, and you're just starting out, it's about you taking care of yourself 110%, and all that craziness. Ain't no time for that no more. That's over with. We done with that. Mhm.
One and done. One and done. So final thoughts. Final thoughts on everything that we talk about.
Final thoughts is
What comes to
this.
mind, Mama?
You know, if you can't do anything else in this world, learn how to love you. You know, be true to yourself. Don't let anybody take that away from you. As long as you can wake up every morning and look at yourself and say that you're happy, smile at yourself, because that's the only thing that you got to really hold you responsible is you staring yourself in the eyes every morning and can actually see you. As long as you can do that, you good. Doesn't matter what the world thinks. Doesn't matter how they try to knock you down. Always stand back up.
Keep on swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Protect yourself at all costs. Final thoughts. Well, that is it for this podcast. Me and my mama, Black Thor, Sweet B, we out. We appreciate you guys. One love.
Thank you for listening to Resolve Dispute with your host Black Thor and Sweet B. Don't forget to download and follow the podcast so you can be notified when the next episode drops.